Mr. Budweiser. I'm Kayla. I'm your student and physical therapist today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. So before we get started, I'm going to give you a little rundown of what to expect today. I'll be starting off with some questions to get to know you and your injury a little better, and then we'll move on to the physical examination, which I'll be taking some measurements and testing out around your injury. This will take about 45 minutes. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Perfect. To start off, just for documentation purposes, can you tell me how old you are?
I am 38 years old.
38. And Mr. Budweiser, have you ever been to physical therapy before?
I have not.
Okay. So do you have like an idea of what to expect, or do you want me to kind of give you an explanation?
I know that exercise is involved, and I really think that some vigorous exercise will do my knee good.
Okay. Yeah, so you're right, it does have exercise. But before we get into the vigorous exercise, I'll kind of do some tests, and we'll see where you're at. Maybe you might want to start off a little bit slow, and then we can progress to that vigorous exercise.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty. So, Mr. Budweiser, what do you do for a living?
I am a freelance backhoe operator, and I actually just got contracted to create some hiking trails at the park.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really neat. So I'm not really familiar with that. Can you kind of explain like your physical activity or your day?
So usually it involves me like getting on a tractor, a backhoe, and driving that, and that involves some climbing up and down.
About how many hours do you work a week?
I work around 50 hours a week or so.
50 hours?
Yeah.
That's a lot, okay. And so majority of your time is kind of spent moving around, going up and down your backhoe?
Right, yeah, if I need to go up and down. Yeah.
Okay. And so how would you say right now, like, how are your knee symptoms affecting your job performance, or?
Yeah, I'm definitely not able to work as much right now because of the pain and having to go up and down.
Are you currently working?
No.
Okay. And so besides work, what kind of things do you like to do for fun?
Usually me and my buddies get together and we watch football together.
Nice. Who's your favorite team?
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers, nice. And are you involved with anything with the community?
No, not really.
No? Okay. I mean, for working 50 hours, you don't have much time. And then what about, do you do anything for physical activity?
I've been trying to exercise. I've been trying to lose some weight. I have some weights in my garage that I do every now and then.
Have you ever tried to lose weight before? Is this your first time?
It's my first time, and I've just been real inconsistent with it, so it hasn't really been
That's
doing much.
understandable. Yeah, it's hard to kind of, get into that mode of working out. Have you thought of, like, any ways to help you become more consistent?
Just getting more motivated to work out, I think.
That's awesome that you're trying to lose weight and start working out. So hopefully by the end of physical therapy, I can get you feeling better, and we can go ahead and start getting you back to your workouts.
Yeah.
Tell me about your living situation.
So right now I live in a single store trailer.
Okay. Do you live alone? Do you live with friends, family?
I live alone.
Alone? Okay. And what about inside your house? Do you have like any steps inside or to get in and out?
Yeah, I have 5 steps leading up to my trailer.
Okay. Are these steps with handrails, or are they kind of just free?
Yeah, it's got a rail on it.
Rail? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how would you say how do you move around your house?
Once I get in the trailer, I move around pretty well.
So do you need any like assistive devices, like a cane or anything?
No assistive devices.
That's good. So tell me exactly where you're experiencing your pain.
So I'm experiencing my pain right here on the right knee.
Okay. So are you saying it's only right here on the top? Does it go to the sides or behind the knee at all?
Just right there on the top.
Okay. And then just to make sure I don't miss anything, do you feel any pain going down to your foot? Anything, your thigh up to your hip? What about your other side? Do you feel any pain on that side of the leg?
It's doing just fine.
Okay, so just right there on that knee. And how would you describe that pain?
It's just dull.
A dull?
Yeah, kind of consistent dull.
Consistent. Alrighty. And so rating that pain from 0 being to no pain at all to 10 being absolute worst pain, sitting here right now with me, how would you rate your knee pain?
I rate about a 2.
A 2? Okay. And then when it's at its absolute best, using that same 0 to 10 scale, how would you rate it?
Probably around a 0.
0?
Yeah, it ain't bad.
And then your worst, how would you rate it?
Probably gets up to a 4.
A 4? Okay. So your pain does go away. There's some...
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it goes away.
Ready? And just to confirm, is this exactly where you're experiencing your pain?
Yeah, right there on the knee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you experience any like numbness and tingling?
No numbness and tingling.
Okay. So tell me what types of things make your pain worse?
Just going down the stairs and trying to get up onto my tractor and my backhoe.
Okay.
That's when it really kind of increases.
So when you're saying going down the stairs, about how many stairs does it take for you to feel that pain?
Like five steps or so, just from what I can tell with my living situation.
And then, so when you take those steps, does your pain rate change at all?
Yeah, it goes up to like that 4.
A 4? Okay.
Level.
And then how would you rate your pain rate when you have to go up your backhoe?
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
Gets up to about a 4.
And then, so when you do have your aggravated pain, what types of things make you feel better?
Ice usually makes me feel pretty good.
Okay.
And then also resting it and propping it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through each of these again. For the icing, about how long do you have to ice it to feel that relief?
Probably just about 15 minutes.
15?
Yeah.
And then what about, propping it up?
Propping it up, I mean, I can prop it up and for a while and still be okay.
Is that kind of the same with resting it?
Right.
And then how would you rate your pain when it's feeling better?
When it's feeling better? Yeah, ice and resting it usually brings it down to like 1 or 0.
Oh, 1 or 0? Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go through kind of how it feels throughout your day. When you first wake up, how does that knee feel?
It feels kind of achy.
Achy?
And stiff.
Achy and stiff. How long do you experience that stiffness?
Once I get up and moving around my trailer, probably 15 minutes or so, it'll kind of subside.
So just moving around, it gets that stiffness away. Anything else that you need to do?
No, that's pretty much
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Alrighty. And so going throughout your day, how does your knee start to feel?
Well, if I'm trying to work and I have to go down those stairs at my trailer, the pain will increase throughout the day because I gotta hop on a tractor and a backhoe and hop off them. So
kind of the more activity you do, the more your symptoms arise?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about going into the night? How do they feel?
So at night, if I ice and prop it, it's usually pretty good.
Okay. And then what about when you're sleeping? Does your pain ever prevent you from sleeping?
No, I sleep pretty good.
Okay. That's good to hear. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go over the questionnaire that you filled out. Thank you for filling that out. Before I go over it, were there any questions that you had or clarifications that you needed?
No.
No? Okay.
Nothing at all.
So I see here that you checked no to smoking tobacco, correct?
Yes.
And then I see that you do use alcohol, and you mentioned, going out with your friends.
Yeah.
About how often do you drink?
So I drink socially with them.
Okay.
So like usually just about 4 drinks every now and then with them.
And then I also see that you marked a trauma. Can you explain that to me?
Oh, that was back when I was in high school. I fractured my collarbone at football
wow.
practice.
And how would you say, do you have any symptoms or pain with that still, or is it fully resolved?
I think it's healed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I also see you marked sustained morning stiffness, but we already went through that. Is there anything else you want to add?
No.
No?
I
Okay.
think we covered that.
And then I also see, we'll go into more detail, but besides the Motrin, are there any other medications that you're currently taking?
I was taking Advil about a week ago, but then I noticed that the swelling went down, so I stopped taking that.
Okay. And before we move on, is there anything else I would like to add that you think I should know?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you get any X-rays done for your knee?
Yeah, my doctor ordered an X-ray.
Okay, how long ago was that?
That was about a couple days after the injury.
And then did they tell you the results?
Yeah, it was negative for fracture.
Negative for fracture. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Alrighty, I'm I'm going to get back into that medication. So you said you're taking Motrin and Advil. How often are you taking those and the dosage?
Just when I really need to. Like
Okay.
if the pain gets near that 4 level, I usually take those. They help out.
So as needed?
Yeah, as
Okay.
needed.
So tell me, how did you get your injury?
Well, I was herding goats around the farm one day, and one of them got mad at me, and he just came up and headbutted me right in the knee.
Oh, wow. I'm not around goats very often, but I didn't know
They
they
could
were
be mean.
aggressive.
Yeah, they could
okay.
be mean.
So when he headbutted your knee, what did you feel, or did you hear anything, or
I just felt kind of immediate pain,
immediate
and
pain? Okay.
it was kind of like a crack,
Okay.
pop.
And when he hit your knee, did you fall to the ground, or were you able to stay upright?
I kind of stuttered and then fell.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a strong goat.
Yeah, apparently. Have you ever had any other injuries to that knee?
No, nothing at all.
Okay. And then besides your collarbone fracture, are there any other previous injuries or surgeries that I should know about?
No, that's pretty much it.
Good. So at the end of all this physical therapy, what do you want to get out of this?
So my biggest concern right now is not being able to work because I really need the money, and because of the difficulty I have going up and down my tractor, my backhoe, I'm really struggling to work right now. So I want to get back to work.
Very understandable. So I'm going to work my hardest to go ahead and we can get you back to feeling normal, and that way you can go ahead and get back to work as quickly as possible. Throughout the process, I will be having to explain and teach you different exercises. I saw that your intake form, you said you learn best by doing.
Yeah.
Can you explain that to me?
So I probably learn best just by observing or
Okay.
demonstrating,
Okay.
like you demonstrating it, and then I'll try to do it, and then you can correct me wherever I need to be corrected.
Perfect. So I'll make a note of that, and throughout our process, I'll try to incorporate that more into what we're doing.
Okay.
So we're done for this part. We're going to go ahead and move on to the examination. I'll take some measurements.
All right. Awesome. Thanks.